Hi everyone, this is Representative Marcy Mustello. I represent the 11th District of Pennsylvania, which is all in Butler County. And I am here today, I am honored to be here at the 104th Pennsylvania Farm Show. And this is a great place to be. It's a lot of fun here, a lot of energy in the room. But more importantly, I'm here with one of my constituents, Brooklyn Peters. I'm going to introduce her, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, why she's here, what she's done in her past, and I'm going to turn it over to Brooklyn right now. Brooklyn, so tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in this?
I'm 17 years old. I go to Butler Area High School, and I have been part of 4-H for almost 10 years. And how I got started was, it's kind of a funny story, and how I've got into like sheep and animals. My aunt used to do them. Our family showed animals for years, and it's kind of like a family thing that we do together. And my aunt had a lamb pen when she was still in 4-H, and I kind of would like crawl into the lamb pen, and I would like play with them, and I just kind of had like this wonderful feeling for them, and I just really enjoyed them.
So like how some people at that age like, you know, kittens, puppies, you liked lambs.
I do. I love lambs, and I love bigger animals like dairy cattle and hogs and goats and all those farm animals.
That's great. The one thing I do want to mention, why I'm interviewing Brooklyn today, she was just awarded the blue ribbon, correct? Can you please tell us what you were just awarded the blue ribbon for?
I got first place in the heavyweight class here at the farm show for my lamb.
That's great. Now, how long have you been involved with 4-H? Have you always shown sheep, or do you do other things as well with 4-H?
I show market lambs and dairy cattle, and I used to be part of the Butler Beaver County dairy judging team. And we would go around and judge dairy cattle at farms, and we'd go to competitions like at the Carousel in New York, at Penn State, and Ohio. We did a lot of competitions, and I go to a lot of shows throughout the years.
Have you ever won an award as big as this one statewide?
Yes, I've actually, in September here at the complex, they have an All-American Dairy Show, and I received a Best Bred and Own of the show last year with one of my heifers for the open show. And years ago, I won junior champion heifer Ayrshires and Best Bred and Own of the show in 2017.
That's wonderful. What are you doing? You go to Butler High School, is that correct? And you're a junior at Butler High School?
Yes.
Are you doing anything to encourage some of your friends there to get them involved in 4-H, or did you do that? Because I think it's 18 and you're out. Is that correct, the age limit?
Yes, but some kids are able to be older, like for me, since you have to be born you have to be born like before January 1st, so I was born after, so I didn't get to show. I had like an extra year, so I don't get to finish until I'm actually 19.
That's great. So you do have 2 more years of competition that you can participate.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Now, you've been out here since Sunday, is that correct? When were you judged on your lamb?
I was judged on Saturday, which was around like 11:30, and there were like hundreds of lambs. Like all these pens were filled with lambs and goats, and I went through the sale. I was the heaviest lamb at 181 pounds, and he was the biggest in the class, and he was the biggest here. And for me to be able to be first, saying how, because it's really hard to keep an animal, I want to say like newer, like the meat's fresher. It's really hard to keep an animal at that weight really fresh for market.
That's great. Now, you just went to auction this morning, is that correct? Can you tell us what you got for it?
I probably got around like $400 and some, but the market value would be like 330 for me, which I think that is really, I did really well with.
That's wonderful. Now, that money that you collect from the sale, is that your money, or does it go to somebody else, and what do you do with it? Do you reinvest it back into more livestock, or what do you do with it?
It's my money, and I actually reinvested it. So like in the spring here, like in April sometime, I will go out and get my next set of lambs for over the summer.
How many can you get with that? Like how many do you buy at once?
It depends on the price and where you kind of go. Kind of like when you go and get like a new car or leasing a car, like in a way, like you have a limit. So I usually get 2 lambs at like a better price, you know.
That's great. The one thing I can't remember if I asked you or not, and I apologize if I did, where is your farm in Butler?
It's in a little town called Connoconesing, and it's on the outskirts of Butler in a way.
And what's the name of it?
Homestead Acres, and also known as Raider Farms.
And what else do you have there? Lamb, you have dairy cattle, is that correct?
Yes.
How many head of cattle do you have down there?
Between me and my sister, we have about 30, just between me and my sister.
And you milk them, or do you have somebody else there doing that?
Unfortunately, our farm facility is no longer being able to like have our cows at home, but we actually take them to like family and friends' farms, which I am so thankful and appreciative that they've taken them in and are housing them there.
That's really nice. The Butler County has come together to help you out a little bit. The other farming communities, other dairy farms that have helped you do that, is that right?
Yes.
Who do you depend on around Butler?
I depend on my family and on my friends and some adults that have helped me throughout the years during my showing and 4-H career.
That's great. Now, where are you off to next? Now, this, obviously, we're in January now. Are you going to come back here in September with the new lamb?
In September, I will be coming down here with my lamb, with my dairy cattle.
The dairy cattle will be in September. Okay. And do you have some that you're going to show?
Yes, I will actually, my next show I'll be going to, which will probably be around in April, and it is the Pennsylvania Ayrshire Association. They have a little spring show just for Ayrshire people, and we have like a little show, and it's really fun.
That's great. Now, what are your future plans? Do you want to stick around, stay in agriculture? What are your future plans after you get out of high school next year?
I plan on going to BC3 for a couple of years, and I do want to do a business major, but I still want it to be tied into agricultural because I've been growing up with it for years. I've been around it since I was like a little kid, and after BC3 I want to transfer to Penn State.
That's wonderful. They do have a great ag program there. Do you want to stay with sheep or lamb? Do you want to stick with the dairy industry? Is there, other than business, what else would you like to do?
If business doesn't really go my way, I'd be more than happy to do animal science.
Animal what?
Animal science.
I apologize. There was a lamb purring in my ear. I apologize for that. But anything else you want the Butler folks to know about your farm, what you do, the benefits of 4-H, getting young kids involved in this program? What would you say has helped you the most along the way that you've learned in 4-H, growing up on a farm, learning about the animals? What kind of advice would you give to some young people?
Don't be afraid to try something new. When I was growing up, I was actually very shy before I joined 4-H, so I wasn't very like bubbly and talking, but 4-H really helped me develop my speaking skills and my personality that I am here today, and I'm really thankful that I joined the program because it gives me so much open doors to my future, and it's really helped me grow and develop in the person I've become today.
That's wonderful to hear that, because it's great to see young people involved in this, and I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your day, sticking around a few more hours, and talking to me about your wonderful award that you just won. So anything else you'd like to add before we close up?
Well, it's just, I would like to say that I really want to thank everybody who has supported me and has been sticking with me throughout the years, and I'd like to thank my family for helping me and grow and develop, as well as my peers and my leaders and basically everyone who has been in my life, and I really appreciate and thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Brooklyn. Thank you so much for taking time today. And folks, this is a great honor to be out here, and it's a great honor to interview Brooklyn here as our Blue Ribbon winner from Butler County. This is a great, great award for you. And I thank you so much for taking time to watch this. Thank you.